what's up, guys? Welcome, finally, to the Game Room Tour 2020. It's been 2 years. A lot of you guys have been asking for this. I wish I had done one when I had everything I used to have. 90% of the stuff is gone. I have replaced it with some other stuff, but you'll see a big difference from the last Game Room Tour to this Game Room Tour. So I appreciate you guys checking this out. Give it a thumbs up if you like the video. It'll help me out. Share it with all your friends. But without further ado, welcome to the 2020 Game Room Tour. First up, we're going to show you my Assassin's Creed collection. Assassin's Creed is one of those games that I've really loved. I've loved since day one. What kept me playing Assassin's Creed was the backstory, the ones who came before, the mythology of the first civilization. That has kept me coming back and back and back. I really don't play Assassin's Creed so much for the game as far as like the storyline of the time period, but I play again just to see what happens with the first civilization. And ever since Corey May left AC3, one of the lead writers, it's gone downhill as far as that's concerned. But AC or Assassin's Creed, I should say, is one of my favorite series of all time. Because of that, as you see, I have a lot of collector's editions. Probably, I think every single one, all the collector's editions that have come out, with the exception, I think I'm missing one. But there's a lot of stuff that has come out. Now, I have pretty much every Assassin's Creed game ever. I have the PSP, or PS Vita, I should say, with AC3. That as well. I have all the comics. I have all the novelizations based on the games. I have the Last Descendant novels. I have from Christie Gold. I have her novel. I have all the art books. I have everything that you can think of when it comes to Assassin's Creed. Even the encyclopedias. I'm missing one pop. One of the AC pops I'm missing. But it's the black Ezio. Ezio's all in black. That's the one I'm missing. Other than that, I have every other one, which I'm proud to say and happy about. But yeah, AC Creed, one of the best series that I played, and I can't wait for Valhalla to come out November 17th. I'll be playing that and hopefully streaming it for you guys as well. Next up, we have God of War. God of War is one of my favorite series as well. Not as much as Assassin's Creed, but it's up there. I played every God of War game there is, with the exception of the mobile game. I never knew that it existed, and obviously the game is so old now that it wouldn't work on one of the phones I have. But I have watched gameplay of it. I've seen the whole playthrough, so it was a pretty cool game for a mobile phone. But God of War, great series, hack and slash adventure. One of the hardest bosses I think I've ever fought was in the last boss of God of War, when you fought the God of War himself. But then the last Valkyrie in the new God of War game, oh my god, I must have broken my controller a million times. I finally beat the last Valkyrie, and I was so pumped. I was so proud of myself. But that was one hell of a boss. That last Valkyrie was one hell of a boss. But God of War, great series. I love the new game. At first, I did not like it, but playing through it, it was an epic adventure. I'm glad I played through it. It was a great game. It had a lot of atmosphere and a lot of, you could tell Kratos was proud of his son, but also annoyed with him at the same time. Like, annoyed he even had a child. It's like me when I want everyone to do well. If I'm a coach on a team, like for sports, and they're not playing up to their potential, I'm not a fan of it. But And I try to, I'm disappointed because I know that if I was doing it, I'd make it happen. And I think Kratos was the same way. But again, God of War, great series, and can't wait for the next one in the series. All right, next up, folks, we have Tekken. Tekken's one of my favorite fighting games of all time. Not my most favorite, but one of my favorite fighting games of all time. Played every game in the series. As funny as it sounds, Tekken 7, I think, is one of the hardest bosses. The last boss is one of the hardest I've ever faced in a Tekken game for some reason. I don't understand why. I'd have to say my favorite Tekken game of the series was 3. I thought 3 just graphically was beautiful, especially it pushed the PS1's hardware to its limits. I have pretty much every Tekken pop. I'm missing I think I have every single one of them. But Tekken was great. As you can see, I have the Street Fighter Special Edition as well, and all the fig pins. Nina Williams is actually worth some money. So I think it's Nina Williams. It's worth money. But anyway, or not Nina Williams. I think I'm thinking of Soul Calibur. But anyways, Tekken, great series, and can't wait for the next one to come out, obviously, in that series as well. All right, folks, we got Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur, loved it on the Dreamcast. I'm missing Soul Edge for the PS1. I need to find that to complete the collection. I think I'm missing a collector's edition of something. But Soul Calibur 6, was not a fan of it. I think they rushed it. It was okay. But again, it was sort of like a reboot, I think. And, at this point, it's like, see, when Soul Calibur came out for the Dreamcast, it was great. But ever since then, it's kind of gone downhill a little bit. Soul Calibur 3 was pretty big. Soul Calibur 4, I think that was with Yoda and all them, if I recall. Yoda, Darth Vader, and I forget who the other guy was. But Soul Calibur, great fighting game. I just wish it could go back to how it was when it was on the Dreamcast. Next up, we got Dead or Alive, another fighting game that I love. Graphically, one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen. I remember when Dead or Alive came out in the arcades. People couldn't believe what they were seeing as far as the graphics go. Dead or Alive 6, I was really disappointed with the last installment. Tecmo didn't even bother. They just threw together a game. It was so bad that the voice, the mouth moving wasn't even close to matching the audio. I mean, I get it's Japan and everything else, but this was the first game that was like that in the series. Tecmo just threw it together. The DLC was absolutely ridiculous. It was like $100 for a season pass, and all it gave you was outfits. I thought that was absolutely ridiculous. I have the Dead or Alive 5 Collector's Edition, as you might have seen. But, yeah, Dead or Alive, just a ridiculous game. Great game, but 6 was terrible. Medieval, Parappa the Rapper, I have all those. The Prince of Persia series, great series. The trilogy on the PS2 was one of the most fun times I've had playing games. Shaq Fu, I still have to play A Legend Reborn. Shenmue 3 finally came out. Was not a fan of Shenmue 3. Did not finish the series at all. And it took forever for it to come out, just for Yu Suzuki to basically say he's like 40% of the way done. So I don't think anybody's ever going to finish Shenmue because it won't play. Toe Jam and Earl and Virtua Fighter. Again, great series, great games. What I have there for the video that you've seen, some of the B-roll footage of, is just basically games that I've collected every game in the series for. That I've played every game in the series for. So that's one of many games, as you saw, Dead or Alive, all the way down to Virtua Fighter. Here you see I have the collector's edition of PS3, Stick of Truth. Here we have PS4 Pro. We also have the PSVR. I have a bunch of PlayStation systems. I'm missing the first one. I had all the systems, but I sold them all, so I'm still trying to find a PS1 in the box. Shenmue 3 artwork that came from when I pre-ordered. Some knickknacks as far as PlayStation goes. These games here are just games that I've had before I started collecting, so I got those all back. These are all the games I had growing up through college and after college. So I have pretty much all of them with the exception of a few. I think I'm missing a few, but I went back to, I at least wanted to save what I had collected before I started really collecting. So there's that. Some of these games are pretty good, like NBA Street, and got all the poker games, obviously. X-Files, Yakuza. Then one game for the original Xbox. Then we have the 360 games with the Dreamcast collection. Going down into PS3. Again, there's a couple games I'm still missing. Some sports games and stuff like that, but I'll find them. Here's my PS4 collection. Dark Souls and everything else. Yakuza Remastered and some Switch games as well. So there's that. So this is going to be the setup for when I move my PS4 from my room back into into this game room here. Daisy, my golden retriever, is old enough now where she's not as separation anxiety like she used to. She doesn't bark as much now. So as you see here, there's the TV that's on the wall. Obviously, we have the Wii, we have the Xbox One X still in the box, Project Scorpio edition. That was the first original Xbox One X. Got the Switch and the Switch Lite. I have not opened either. I got to play some Tetris 99 at some point. These Game Boy Works and Game Boy World and NES Works. So this is by a YouTuber named Jeremy Parrish. He's really good. Here's Ring Fit Adventure. And then I have two NES Classic editions. One's opened, one's sealed. SNES Classic. Then we have the Genesis Classic. Genesis Mini, I should say. TurboGrafx Mini and the Neo Geo Mini. So those are that. Bad Dudes Tabletop Arcade, and then we have the Game Informer magazines. All here. Not all of them, but all the ones I had growing up when I was a member, and more as well. All right, next I'm going to show you one of my favorite series of all time. It's definitely in the top 3. It's Kingdom Hearts. Now, Kingdom Hearts is a funny series because for those of you who have followed my channel a long time, you know that I never played RPGs before. There was a game for the original Game Boy that made RPGs I have disdain for. It was called Ultima Runes of Virtue. Ultima Runes of Virtue for the original Game Boy. You had to find 7 runes. I had found 6. I had no health. I had no money. This is before the internet. This is before Game Genie. Called Nintendo Power. Nintendo Power told me I had to do X, Y, and Z. I tried to go do X, Y, and Z, but I kept dying because I had no health and I had no money to buy more health. And I said, if this is what an RPG is like, I'm never playing RPGs ever again. And then I saw the commercial freshman year of college in 2002 for Kingdom Hearts. And I said, well, I'm going to have to make an exception because this looks fucking awesome. So as you see here, I have a whole bunch of Kingdom Hearts stuff, a whole bunch of statues and pops. I'm missing a few pops, 2 or 3 of the actual pops. I'm missing a whole bunch of plush dolls, however, from the Pop series. But there's Kingdom Hearts, the vinyls from vignettes and stuff, and then we have the Pops, as you see here. Some of them are kind of rare. I'm missing a couple Fig pins. I'm missing some Pez dispensers. This is a light cycle for the Tron universe for Sora. We've got some exclusives. Some of these are rare. Like there's one Sora that came out in like some Arizona Comic-Con or whatever, or excuse me, Mickey. But I think it's that red one up there. But as you can see, more pops. I think again, like I said, I'm missing 2 or 3 overall. Not including the little keychain minis and not including the plush dolls. But as far as the actual figurines, I'm missing 2 or 3. Kingdom Hearts, great series. I was let down by the 3rd game. I was pissed. I got bored really quickly. I can't wait for Melody of Memory to come out, though. It will expand the story a little bit, and it looks like a fun game, so I'm looking forward to that. Here are some more Kingdom Hearts figures as well from, I forget the name of the company, Diamond Toys or something. Here we have handhelds for Tetris. We have a Turtles watch that I had as a kid growing up. I found one. And then these are all the chess and Tetris games, and Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy games. I'm trying to collect every chess game, every Wheel of Fortune, every Tetris, and every Jeopardy game for all the major systems. I'm missing a bunch, but it should be easy to find. And then down here we have Oregon, or Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, and then we have a Guitar Hero in the package, brand new. It's ripped though, and then the Tiger Electronics from the vault. So we have 2 of those. Here are my handheld games you can see for the Game Boy. There's a 3DS up there. Here are some Game Boy games. I'm trying to collect all the Game Boy games again that I had. I'm missing a couple heavy hitters like Sumo Fighter. but I'm missing some easy ones like NBA Jam Tournament Edition. But now it's harder to find Game Boy games than it was 8 years ago. It's really tough. So there's some DS and some Game Boy Advance mixed in. These are the Radio Shack handhelds, complete in box. I'm trying to collect every sports title, but all the games I had as a kid, like Highway, Raceway, trying to collect all those again. I was lucky to find those basically brand new. Here are some tabletop games, some Space Invaders. There's a Tiger Electronic Sports game. I'm also trying to collect all the Tiger Electronic Sports games as well. There's a bunch more than I'm missing. Karate King I had as a kid, that's an exception. And then we have Talking Football, as you see. And then down here we have Konami Sports as well. I'm trying to collect those. We have a Jet Moto that you'll see to the right coming up. And then a Radio Shack 8-in-1 arcade that I had as a kid. Here we have NES and SNES in the box, complete. Here we have the sports section of my game room. Madden 21, as you just saw, with a EA Sports Madden 95 Tiger Electronic handheld. I'm collecting all the Madden games, obviously, all the MLB Pennant Race up to the show. So all those baseball games, because I've played that since MLB Pennant Race. NBA 2K, started on the Dreamcast, went to the PS2, 360, PS3, and now PS4. Trying to collect the live games as well. I'm missing a couple that weren't NBA Live. I'm missing Live 96 for the PlayStation 1. Missing a couple of early hockey games as well. But you see all the NHL games all the way up to 19. 20 will be coming out later. Here's Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot, huge fan. I love the games on the PS1. Didn't really get into the racing games like Crash Team Racing and all that other stuff. I'm still missing a couple of Crash Bandicoot games. I used to have all of them, but I'm missing like the first one that's a black label. So I'm missing those. I have all the Pops though. I'm not missing any of the Crash Pops, which I'm happy to say. So that's pretty cool. And again, Crash Bandicoot 4 is coming out this October 2nd, I think. It's about a month away, less than a month away, so I'm happy. I can't wait to play that. Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time. Because the game's about time, and it's about time there was a fourth game, so it's a pretty nice play on words there. Crash Bandicoot. Alright, here we got Sonic. Again, I've always been a Genesis kid. My first ever system was NBA Jam. First ever system was Game Boy, but then I went to a Genesis and I played the hell out of Genesis, fell in love with Sonic, and trying to collect every Sonic game there ever was. I'm missing a few, some easy ones, some tough ones, like on the Game Gear. I don't think I'll ever get the Sonic games on the Game Gear. Those are tough to find complete. But I have every Sonic Pop with the exception of the ones that came in the beginning. Those are like $300 a piece. I'm going to hold off on trying to get those for right now. As you can see, the new Tubs, Sonic Cereal, these from Diamond Select Toys, Sonic Crash Course, and then we have the GameStop Totaku figurines, as well as the new Pop that just came out, Super Tails and Super Silver. It was a GameStop exclusive. We have this 25th anniversary, and then the new Tiger from the Vault, Sonic 3, so that's brand new in the packaging, and then I have the first, second Spinball and 3D Blast. I am going to try to find a Sonic 3 though, regular Sonic 3 by itself. Now we have Spyro. Spyro the Dragon, my sister loved. I tried to get into it, but I just lost interest. But I collect Spyro because, again, at some point I will try to play these games. Obviously, I want to try to defeat them and beat them. They were like the Banjo-Kazooie of the PlayStation, in my opinion. So we got Spyro. We got a whole bunch of all the Spyro Pops. I have all the Spyro goodies and knickknacks and Pops and stuff like that. So there's that. All right, what can I say? Mortal Kombat's favorite game of all time. I used to have every game ever for Mortal Kombat. I'm now missing, because I sold everything, I'm missing a bunch. I have some of the rare stuff, but I am still missing a bunch. Mortal Kombat, I'll never forget going to the Dream Machine in the Walpole Mall when I was a kid, seeing Mortal Kombat 2 for the first time, blew my mind. I used to spend hours there just watching people play. All the secrets, all the everything. What can I say about Mortal Kombat? It's one of my favorite games of all time. I love the mythology. I love the backstory. I kept playing because I wanted to find all the secrets and all the other stuff that there was. So as you see, I have like Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 for the Game Boy. That's pretty rare. I have the movies on VHS and DVD. Mortal Kombat 4. I have the Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance games. Those are the hardest ones to find. I have every cover variant of Armageddon for the PS2. The collection is sealed. And then obviously Mortal Kombat Legacy. These are trading packs. Those are sealed of the cards. Those are both sealed. They'll probably stay sealed. I have the 2 fig pins that came out. I have a Mortal Kombat watch right there. As you see, some pins for Mortal Kombat, the movie. And then I have every Mortal Kombat pop, I believe. I don't think I'm missing any Mortal Kombat pops. I could be wrong, but I think... I'm missing these little keychain pops, but as far as the figurine pops, I think I have everything. But yeah, Mortal Kombat, what can I say about it? Deception's my second favorite game of all time. For those of you who want to see my Mortal Kombat movie and Mortal Kombat collection from back in the day, you can. I talked about every game that Mortal Kombat ever came out and everything else. So if you want more info on my Mortal Kombat and what I love about it, check out the video. It's on my channel, collection playlist, I think. Here's a vinyl sealed of MK1, MK2. This is pretty rare. This is pretty cool. This is a GameStop exclusive coin when Deception came out. Sorry, excuse me, when Deadly Alliance came out. So that's a pretty cool coin. There was a commemorative coin. Here's a sealed Mortal Kombat 9 Collector's Edition. I have all the Pixel Pals, the 2-pack. Mortal Kombat X is sealed for the PS4, and then Katana. I'm missing some figurines like you saw for the Mortal Kombat X. That's the reveal that was at 83 for MK11. There's the bag that it came with, Johnny Cage. And I'm missing both Spawns. I'm missing both Spawn figurines from there. There's the arcade 1-up Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat with the stool and the riser and everything else. And then some other things. There's a Nintendo Power for the first Mortal Kombat advertisement, as well as Deadly Alliance advertisements. Arcade 1-ups. Here they are in all their glory. The NBA Jam is the Ultimate Edition. It lights up in the dark and everything else. As you see, the lights change color. Star Wars with the stool. I'm missing the stool for Street Fighter, and I'm missing the stool for Turtles. So I got to look into getting those. But those are the arcade 1-ups, as you see there. All right, here we got some Dark Crystal pops. I'm missing a bunch of those. I'm also missing the Dark Crystal DVD, both the movie and the first season of the Netflix show, so I got to find those. Some Labyrinth stuff, huge Labyrinth fan. Again, these really don't have anything to do with video games, but I am a fan of both series. Labyrinth more than Dark Crystal. I'm missing a couple of Labyrinth pops as well. Sarah as a pop is very rare. It's worth a bunch of money. Here are some books. Here are my bookshelves. So I'll just talk about some authors. Dan Brown, obviously, great author with Robert Langdon. The Storm Runners by J.C. Cervantes. Some of these books are from Rick Riordan Presents, the guy who did Percy Jackson. Aru Shah is a great series. Matt Christopher. Caroline B. Cooney for some teen horror. Bruce Cavell, read when I was in middle school. Blake Crouch, Wayward Pines. He's the guy who did Wayward Pines. He also wrote a book called Dark Matter. It's pretty good. Richie Tankersley Cussick, again, some point horror. Dashner with the Maze Runner series. Got Hardy Boys. I'm trying to collect all the old Hardy Boys books. I'm missing a few, I think. There's the 2 Hardy Boy games. I'm obviously missing the TV series. I don't know if it was ever released on DVD or not. But, yeah. Twin Peaks, great inside knowledge. Those are bone chillers. It was a younger version of Goosebumps by a woman named Betsy Haynes. Sal and Gabby Break the Universe, another book from Rick Riordan Presents. This is Diane Ho. She has her point novels and then her Nightmare Hall series. I love the Nightmare Hall series. Then we have some books called Left Behind. This is about the Rapture. I remember working at Walden Books when I was a kid. And I remember seeing the cover arts for these, and I wanted to read them just based on the cover art, not knowing really what it was about, but it ended up being one hell of a series. I'm not a religious person by any stretch, but they were very good books. And then there's a series called Left Behind the Kids. I'm missing 2 books in this series to complete. One of them is so rare, I think it goes for $800. That's how ridiculous this is. Like, book 38, I think, is the rarest one. Then we got Nancy Drew. Trying to do the same thing like I do with the Hardy Boys. Trying to collect all the Nancy Drew books. I got all the video games there. I got the new movie that came out, but I'm missing obviously the TV series and a couple in the TV show itself. Luttrell had a book called Legends. Legends was a show on USA a couple years back. Kingdom Keepers, pretty good series. I thought he was going to start writing more, but apparently not. I have every Christopher Pike book there ever was. I'm missing some of his Spooksville books, but as far as his novels for teens and stuff, I have every book that he ever wrote. I'm proud to say that. They're all originals, I believe. Thirst is the continuation of The Last Vampire. Here are his Spooksville. Basically, R.L. Stine's Ghost of Fear Street. Christopher Pike had his, which was Spooksville. Here's Rick Riordan with Percy Jackson. Here's the Kane Chronicles. Got all the hidden books as well. Then we have the Heroes of Olympus series by Riordan, and one more book's coming out later this year. I forget what series it is. Magnus Chase is done. I think it's Heroes of Olympus. Oh no, not Heroes of Olympus. Here's Harry Potter. So we got Harry Potter in the house. I got all the stuff at Universal. So there's that. All the stuff came from Universal. I have the series sealed still. Then book 7, obviously. Every video game. I'm missing one, I think, and it's a Lego Harry Potter game that I'm missing. And I think I'm missing a couple Game Boy Color games. Or Game Boy Advance games, one of the two. But then I'll have every Harry Potter video game that there ever was. So I'm happy about that. Then right up here we have more Harry Potter stuff for like art books and stuff and film based on the film. This author here, James Rubart's very good. He's a Christian author, but his books are extremely good. I highly suggest you check them out. Got some adult horror, John Saul books. Cirque du Freak was a great series by Darren Shan with time travel and everything else. Then there's the Demonata series. That got a little wacky for me towards the end, but it was still good. Then there was a prequel to Cirque du Freak, so I read those. Shivers was a poor man's Goosebumps series by M.D. Spencer, and the funny, cool thing about M.D. Spencer is he actually responded to my email. He's still alive. A couple years ago, I emailed him, and I said I liked his books, and he told me thank you. Goosebumps, every Goosebumps book ever, with the exception of the Choose Your Own Adventure Goosebumps, because I hated Choose Your Own Adventures as a kid. I'm analytical. I need a finite answer. I don't want to have to search for a million years to try to find the correct answer. So anyway, I have every original Goosebumps book ever. I'm trying to collect every movie that went along with those books and every TV show book that went along with those books. Because don't forget, they were made into TV shows as well. So there's little mini TV show books that go along with each book that came out. So I have all the original Goosebumps books. You saw a Goosebumps Tiger Electronics handheld game up above there, which was cool to find. It's sealed, unopened, which is cool. Then I have those Pog books as well that were sealed that you saw earlier. Here's Goosebumps Series 2000, followed by The Nightmare Room, followed by Mostly Ghostly. Mostly Ghostly didn't have an ending. He just ended it, and I emailed him once. I Facebook messaged him, and I said, hey, man, you got to finish Mostly Ghostly? He goes, nope. I said, but there was no ending. He goes, I know. That was him. He's pretty much a prick. R.L. Stine's a prick. Goosebumps Horrorland for the PS2, beat that. Goosebumps Most Wanted. There's a new Goosebumps book, Goosebumps game coming out for the Switch, so I'm going to get that when that comes out. Some Goosebumps on DVD. Then his Fear Street series. I'm trying to collect every Fear Street book that he ever wrote. I'm a ways away from that. I have all the new Fear Street books, but I'm not going to read them. I'm going to try to read them all in order. Then there's Fear Street Sagas and everything else. Here's his Ghosts of Fear Street series, his middle school Fear Street series, and then some of his standalone novels by Point Horror and by Scholastic and all that. Dangerous Girls, about vampires and everything else. Red Rain was his second adult novel. Then these are Graveyard School books. I'm missing a bunch. One, again, is rare. It's an $800 also. And then the X-Files. And then the Rick Yancey's series as well. Here we got some miscellaneous PC games, and we got the Power Rangers thing I got at GameStop. We got some sports memorabilia here, books and DVDs. I have a whole bunch of the stuff that you might have remembered seeing in my sports room when I first moved here to Tennessee. But that stuff is literally packed away in totes because I don't have any room to hang the stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do. if I get this promotion at work and I don't have to rent out one of my bedrooms, I may make the bedroom a sports room again, but we'll have to see. But that's that. So, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys watching the Game Room video. Any comments, please leave below. And hopefully next year's Game Room video will be a lot cleaner, a lot easier to do, and will be a lot more in-depth. But that's, you guys have been asking for this, so here it is. And we'll see you next time. Remember, Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Wednesday we're going to stream. We'll hope to see you next Wednesday.